Elevate your brand's connection to its consumers by creating the ultimate gifting experience with us. Make the art of gifting effortless for yourself. At 3 Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit 3treemarketing.com to see what we can do for you.
Experience the excellence of Catholic Memorial High School for yourself. Come see why their students gain a competitive edge at CMH. Visit CatholicMemorial.net to schedule a VIP tour or student shadow day. Meet their inspiring teachers, welcoming students, and feel the energy of the CMH culture. All students achieve more than they ever imagined possible. Visit CatholicMemorial.net to schedule your visit. That's CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School in Waukesha, where you rise.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Spending more time at home? Don't forget that 94.5 ESPN's on your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa to open 94.5 ESPN. 94.5 ESPN on Alexa is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Things are starting off this Monday morning excellent. No major incidents or delays across the freeway system. We do have one broken down vehicle. It's on 894 North right near Howard Avenue on the right shoulder. And other than that, everything else is running smoothly this hour. And checking the storm team forecast for today, while things are smooth now, a winter weather advisory does take effect later this morning for all of southeast Wisconsin, running through early this afternoon. We'll have a rain-snow mix at times throughout the day. High today around 38, dropping down to 31 tonight. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Do you want the good news or do you want the bad news?
Bad, always bad.
What do you mean always bad?
No bad on Friday either.
What?
That's a rule of ours.
Gentlemen, we've got some good news and we've got some bad news. The good news is we found your Mercedes.
That's great news.
That's great. Yeah, it's over at Impound right now.
No bad news
Nope.
on Friday?
No.
What do? You just hold it?
You wait till Monday.
Wait, so if I die, they can't tell you till Monday?
Yeah. Gabe's not going to be here today.
The bad news is we can't get you in front of a judge until Monday morning.
You stole a police car.
We didn't steal anything. We found it.
If anything, we deserve a reward or something, like a trophy.
But they'll tell me Monday morning in the
and
production
like,
meeting.
How did it happen? When did it happen? And we'll be like, well, it happened on Thursday. But
I see like you every day.
Every day.
Let's go to Vegas. We'll all get drunk and
Woo!
Let's steal a cop car because it'd be really funny.
Yeah. Think you gonna get away with it? Not up in here.
Not up in here.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it.
Happy Festivus, everybody.
Is that what today is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
23rd.
day before Christmas Eve?
Yeah, the 23rd. Always has been.
I didn't know that.
But now you do.
Now I do, and I have some grievances.
You should be able to celebrate your own holidays, too. Now you have to go on strike again from H&H.
Yes.
What is H&H?
Bagel. They're day olds. Do you watch Seinfeld?
Yes, but I don't remember H&H.
It's a big
Remember
part of,
where he goes back to work and
it's a big part of the Festivus
drops
episode.
his gum in the bagel dough? And
Oh, yes. I remember that.
I've done that.
dropped your gum
I did, and I
in
never
bagel
found it.
dough?
No, not bagel dough.
Thank you.
It was something else.
Well, what were you making?
I don't remember, but
Did you start over? Did you make everybody eat your gum bread?
I think I cut the section out.
We're not even sure it's bread.
Well, some sort of dough.
Pizza? Were you making pizza?
I can't remember what it was.
Dropped your gum in the pizza dough and then just were like,
That happens.
Just fold it in. Fold it in.
It's pretty common.
Be like at Mardi Gras when you find the king baby. Oh, you found Chewy's gum.
When's the
You win a prize.
last time you chewed gum?
The other day.
Yeah, a week ago.
If I have to interact with
too much
people,
garlic. Yeah.
if I have to interact with people, when I talk to people, I want to
Have
not
good breath,
breathe
yeah.
garlic breath on them or halitosis. I don't think I have halitosis, but you know what I mean. Like
Just
I
in
don't,
case.
I don't have bad breath.
What about mints? I think the whole chewing thing is kind of annoying. I'm just saying.
I've always been a gum over mint person, but if you want to have some Tic Tacs,
Really?
no more power to you.
Okay.
I can go either way, but I think the gum has the
telling me.
more.
It's another Seinfeld reference.
I just assumed we were talking about my college days, but I feel like the gum has a more immediate effect. I feel like the mint has to sort of marinate in there and mix up with the saliva and then get to all corners of the mouth where the gum, it feels like, gets there quicker.
Yeah, but the taste of gum is gone within like a minute.
Yeah, because it's in your mouth now.
No, but they can't. And it's 2024. Can't gum have flavor all the way through until you discard it?
Kiss a little longer.
I mean, they've got the market pretty well cornered. I don't think they're looking at improving the product.
Here you go. Another invention that I'm going to get screwed on somewhere down the line. Am I right?
Wait, is it going to be gum that doesn't lose its flavor?
Yeah, like the Oompa Loompa. Remember the everlasting Globstopper?
Gobstopper,
Yes.
sure.
Well, interestingly enough, most of the gums that I chew, I don't remember the names of. You want to know the one gum I remember the name of?
Bubble Yum.
Fruit stripe gum. You know what fruit stripe gum was famous for, Gabe?
Losing its flavor in 2.5 seconds.
Immediately.
You know what was the best? Baseball card gum.
What do you mean?
those
What do you
days?
mean by best?
You had to let
nail
that
that
gum
down.
sit there for a
Yes.
second because if you started chewing it right away, I guarantee you were losing some molars. That's how firm that gum was.
Everyone loved it, though.
Because they love the baseball gum.
I know.
Wait, do you actually carry mints around with you?
In my truck.
I don't think I've ever seen you with a mint.
I don't need them a lot because I brush.
Wait a minute. We brush too, buddy.
You got to brush the tongue, though. You ain't brushing the tongue. That's where the smell comes from. You know that. Please tell me you know
Roof of the mouth. Got to hit the tongue.
Not the roof. Roof's fine.
You know,
There's nothing up there.
You know, I feel like might be able to help us out with this conversation. Adam Schefter, everybody. Adam Schefter joining us this morning at 7:05 because we're not going to get him later this week because it is the holiday. Adam, welcome into Jen, Gabe, and Chewy at an unusual hour. Happy Festivus to you, sir.
Happy holidays, happy Festivus, happy New Year, happy everything to everybody.
Do you have a grievance that you would like to share, the airing of grievances to celebrate Festivus this morning? We all got them. We're going to display them throughout the show. We're going to reveal them throughout the show this morning. But I just thought we would give you the opportunity. If you have a grievance you'd like to air, you can do it here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I think I have a lot of grievances. I'd have to really sift through which one I'd want to air. But we all have a lot of grievances, right? I don't know which one I would publicize here. I'm trying to think here.
He's got to be very careful
Yeah,
about
he
which
does.
grievance he airs.
Yeah. Any grievance is likely to result in a spat of some sort, and I'd want to avoid spats around the holiday time if we could do that.
It's fair.
Adam,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, Chew.
Rank for me the rookie quarterbacks.
Whoa. Speaking of putting you put on the spot.
Because I'm telling you what, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a superstar.
Well,
and I think Caleb
First
Williams.
time I've heard that all year.
I think Caleb Williams
one
is
else
going to be
thinks
a
that.
bust. I really do.
Deep thinker over here.
I'll say this. People have been enamored with Jaden Daniels since last year. And I remember leading to the draft saying there were personnel people, there were teams, front office executives who felt like Jaden Daniels should be the number one quarterback pick. Like, that's not a new take. Like, people have felt that all along. And everything we've seen this year leads you to believe that Jaden Daniels is the real deal, and Caleb Williams still has questions to answer. And Caleb Williams has a lot of potential, but obviously he's going to still have to do some things here to close that ground and become the quarterback that everybody thinks he can be, which he hasn't yet. But the jury's still out there, right? And Jaden Daniels has looked great. He's looked like a superstar. Bo Nix has looked very good, although I thought somebody described it pretty well the other night. The Denver Broncos have themselves like a nice, reliable Toyota Camry, and they're in a division where there's a couple of Lamborghinis in Kansas City and Los Angeles, and that's the issue that they'll have to overcome, and we'll see what happens with that. But Bo Nix has played well.
You watched Penix yesterday?
I watched a little of them. It felt like they were trying to kind of keep things short, controlled, right? Manage him and not kind of let him open things up initially. That's what it felt like. Like that move to me is just so bold. And we talked about it on Sunday Countdown because this is a guy that hasn't practiced with the first team all year, and now you're turning over the team's playoff hopes to him. Now, by the way, it's worked out great so far because the Buccaneers lost last night. They won. And now the Falcons are back in control of their own destiny, where if they win the next 2 games, they'll win the division. But they got a tough game Sunday night, and that's a great matchup on Sunday Night Football again. Atlanta at Washington with 2 rookie quarterbacks in that game.
How much do you have a feel for Detroit, even with all the injuries? I mean, they played Chicago yesterday. Seems like they're going to be in the driver's seat. I know we've talked about this before, Adam, in terms of how many injuries they've had, but they seem like they were able to weather the storm and after taking a week to kind of reset after losing some of the guys they lost. If you watched that game yesterday, granted it was against the Bears, they still looked like the team that they had all season long.
Listen, I'm not trying to detract from them. They had been probably the best team in football throughout the course of the year. They've been impressive. And I know people in Wisconsin don't want to see it, but like it would be a pretty cool story if the Lions won the Super Bowl. Like that would be unbelievable. I know nobody there wants to see it. I got it, but I'm just telling you that would be kind of crazy. Right now, what's amazing is they've lost so much talent. There are 15 players on the defensive side of football, 15 on IR. There are 6 players that were on their opening day defense that are now on IR. 6. Take 6 starters off any defense and put them on IR and see how that defense would do. Now, again, I think you can go win in Chicago decisively. The question I have is what happens when you play Green Bay in the playoffs? What happens when you play Philadelphia in the playoffs? What happens when you play some of these other teams in the playoffs and you're missing some of these guys? Not going to be as simple to overcome, but they could be at home. And if they're at home and the offense can perform like that, I think that they're thinking, you know what? Okay, we're not as good on defense. We take that as a challenge. We'll grind through this and we'll outscore people now. And that's what they're going to have to do here down the stretch.
Adam Schefter hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, usually on a Wednesday, but this week on a Monday. I saw the Myles Garrett news that he wants to stay in Cleveland, and yet it's contingent on the Browns giving him an indication that they will have a winning team in the near future. That feels like a long shot, Adam, from the outside looking in. Is there a chance that Myles Garrett will be on a different team?
Well, I mean, they're not going to sit down and say, Myles, we hate to break it to you, but we're not going to be able to field a winner here. Like that. That's not, like I know our history. I know we've struggled. I know it hasn't been exactly what you bargained for, but yeah, we're not going to be able to do this. So we're going to trade you. Like there's no way that they're going to want to trade him, be interested in trading him. And the only way in my mind that he would be traded, no matter what they say to him about that situation, would be is if he forced the issue. How far does he want to push that? And maybe what they say to him will help determine that, because if he says, hey, I'm not going to show up, I'm not going to be there, and he makes it ugly, like they're not going to want that either. But he'd have to go hard line. And if you go hard line, as we've seen in this league, you can get some things done. But it takes a strong stomach. It takes some financial commitment because you're going to lose some money. It takes some thick skin because you're going to have that city and that fan base, wherever it is, rip you all the time. So there's a lot you have to go through. And is that worth it to him? Is that worth, or does he want to be one of these guys that's a hero like Joe Thomas for staying with his team the whole time? And those are the decisions he has to make. I don't know what he's going to decide. I think he's showing you there that at least he's mulling the idea, hey, what would life on the other side look like for me? And I'm not telling you he'll get there, but obviously the thought has crossed his mind.
What's your feeling on tonight's game, Adam? Is there any way New Orleans could pull an upset? I mean, I got Green Bay blowing them out.
That's what I would expect. The chance I give New Orleans is that it's the NFL, and every week we see something that we didn't expect. But I mean, Green Bay should be handily taking care of business, and the Packers clinch a playoff spot if they win tonight. So if they win tonight, they're in. So they should get that done and be in the postseason by the start of Christmas.
Well, speaking of things you've never seen before, have you ever heard of a team holding walkthroughs in a freezer to get ready for a game? Because that's apparently what the Saints did to try to get ready for the cold temperatures in Green Bay. We had Mike McDaniel a couple of weeks ago saying he was throwing ice cubes at his guys. I know he was joking around, but I mean, it seems like teams are trying to get desperate, figuring out ways when you're in a warm weather place to get accustomed to the cold.
Well, I think that he's talked about all the various ways that he's the quarterback coach who did this, that he's tried to prep his players. And he saw some movie where there was a scene where they did something cool running, where they did something like this, practice running in the cold. And it's, look, it's a fun storyline. It's not going to change anything tonight. Spencer Rattler still has to go in there and play good football. How cold is it there tonight, by the way?
It's not going to be that bad. I mean, probably 20s. But there's snow, right? I thought I saw
potentially up there. So Green Bay, there's going to be snow before the game. Around kickoff is going to be 32. Yeah.
It's bitter cold on the East Coast right now. Like it is the coldest it's been so far this season. So Green Bay is going to be balmy compared to the East Coast tonight.
Adam, do you have your grievance? Anything that's safe to say on the air?
Jen's coming back to the grievance.
I got into a fight in a parking lot yesterday, so that's going to be my grievance, is parking lot etiquette, but I am going to save it for a little bit later in the show. Adam, between me and the other person, who would you put your money on?
Oh, Jen. Every time. I'm putting my money on you against Chewy. I'm putting my money on you against Gabe. I'm putting my money on you every time there, Jen.
You're very good at making people cry.
That's true. Yeah, you know what? That's a very true statement. I guess I'm just wondering about the game tonight, if the Packers will get out to a good lead and then pack it in a little bit. Because again, the big goal for tonight is get out of there healthy. You're taking on a team that doesn't have a lot of fight in it. Put some points up on the board early and then pack it in. Let your backups come in, get some run. Go ahead.
You're bringing up a great scenario. The truth of the matter is, if they can get to that point, they would love that. There aren't a lot of teams that get to that in this league. You're trying to give them time off tonight, and they're not even thinking like that. They're just trying to put the game away and make sure that they win the game. So if somehow they got to the third quarter and up a few touchdowns and they could take their foot off the gas a little bit, that'd be ideal. But all they're thinking about, they got a job to go out there and get that win secure for 60 minutes. I don't think anybody thinks like that. Hey, we'd like to get our guys rest. So no, I don't think they're thinking like that tonight, Jim.
All right, Adam. Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us today. Happy Festivus to you. Enjoy the holidays with your family. You have been an absolute joy to work with this year.
Is today actually Festivus?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, yes. December 23rd. Mark your calendar every year.
I didn't realize that. That's interesting. Okay, well, that's
get your aluminum pole ready.
Wait, hold on. Before I let you go, we did find a little cheat code, a little cheat sheet. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up. It's in the social media. It's in the text chain. What is your birth month?
December.
December. Oh, did you just have a birthday?
Yes, I did.
Happy birthday. What is your birth date?
December 21.
Oh my goodness! So your birthday was 2 days ago, Adam.
Jen, you're very good at math.
And what is the last digit of your birth year?
6.
So your Festivus grievance, according to this Seinfeld TV grievance generator, is the valet is hiding under a desk and it's making me look bad. That's your Seinfeld grievance generator for December 21st with a 6. Oh, you said 6 at the end, didn't you? Man, all those compliments you gave me a moment ago, you're going to have to take them away. I'm suddenly nauseous is the back end. The valet is hiding under a desk, and I'm suddenly nauseous. So there you go. Look at all the interesting stuff we teach you here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
As I was mulling my grievances, I have to admit that was not one, but I will certainly add.
Seems safe to let that one out in the world then.
All right, Adam. Have a great week, sir. We will talk to you again very soon.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll talk to you next week, guys.
We love having Adam Schefter on the show. Gabe?
Adam Schefter each and every week, brought to us by the Island Resort and Casino, a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com and book your total experience today.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got 2 broken down vehicles this morning. One is our broken down semi on the right shoulder of 894 north from Howard Avenue earlier this morning. We also got a broken down vehicle now on 4194 south, the exit to County Highway K in Racine County. Everywhere else is still looking good this morning. And checking the storm team forecast, a winter weather advisory does take effect for all of southeast Wisconsin at 9 o'clock this morning, running through mid-afternoon. Rain, snow mix possible throughout the day, a high around 38. The mix continuing early tonight with a low down to 31. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Give the gift of game this holiday season and spread the joy with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. A guaranteed slam dunk for every fan on your list. Recipients can score tickets to Bucks games and other Fiserv Forum events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get their favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a big win for both you and them. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/giftcards. Give the gift of game this holiday season and spread the joy with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. A guaranteed slam dunk for every fan on your list. Recipients can score tickets to Bucks games and other Fiserv Forum events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get their favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a big win for both you and them. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/giftcards.
I haven't had anything to eat for days, and being hungry hurts.
Going without oil changes can destroy your engine, but it doesn't compare to the effect of going without food. That's why the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee is determined to make sure no one goes to bed hungry. Through March 1st, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has donated over $890,000, providing more than 2.6 million meals to people across southeast Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. And with today's ongoing challenges, the need is greater than ever. So help the hungry while helping your vehicle. Get your oil changed by Adam Dealer Factory Trained Techs at a price as low or lower than independent shops. Visit an Adam member dealer near you.
For a list of participating dealers, visit adamm.com.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Unbelievable that they ran all over this vaunted defense,
Why
this
did we
elite
drink the
defense.
What Kool-Aid?
Why? It was poop Kool-Aid, and we gobbled it down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
appreciate the control that Adam Schefter showed on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning when we tried to bait him into giving us a grievance in celebration of Festivus. We don't have that sort of, what do you call it?
Discipline.
Self-control?
All of those things. So we will give you our grievances as the morning goes on. Chef Ed already weighing in with his. My number one grievance is overpaid athletes who don't play because of a little boo-boo like Jair Alexander. I'm 66. I still work hard in the kitchen at work. Merry Christmas to all of you. Gabe, what is the update on Jair Alexander?
It's questionable.
So, not going to play that. If history is any indication, Chew, again, I don't know that for sure. I'm just saying, that sort of has been the book on him.
My guess, sloppy field tonight. Should win without him. My guess is he won't play, and they'll wait till Minnesota.
He's more important for you against Minnesota.
Yeah.
I personally would hold him out, and hopefully he's ready to go against the Vikings.
Get us your grievances this morning, 800-990-3776. Again, we will go through ours as the show goes on. Game is tonight, Packers versus Saints. Feels a bit like a formality. The line on this one, guys, 14.5. The total over-under, Chew, 42.5. I would imagine the Packers would have to do most of that work themselves, right? If you took the over on that, you'd be expecting the Packers to go up over 35, and maybe the Saints stumble into a few points here or there, maybe a field goal, maybe, this is not an offense that is adept at scoring points. 5-9 this year. They have a lot of players that they are without headed into this game. I have said I think the goal is just to get healthy, not get healthy, stay healthy. Don't suffer any egregious injuries that would put you behind the 8 ball as the season goes on.
I'd still like to see him step on the throat. And Gabe, you brought that up for the last couple of weeks. They kind of pull the dogs off and then just glide their way into a win. I would like to see them just go out and dominate, air it out. If you can pull guys early, like Josh Jacobs, if you're up by 17-0, there's no need for him to play, right? Even if he wants to play, who cares? Let's just keep him healthy like they did with Aaron Jones last year and get ready for the big push.
Yeah. I want Joe Buck and Troy Aikman telling stories halfway through the third quarter. I want this thing, let's put this thing to bed early, leave no doubt, and send everybody to bed early tonight.
So you would be okay seeing Malik Willis in there. You would be okay seeing some of the other backups in there, even though it doesn't really help the team, again, to the point of stay healthy, don't get injured, don't be in when you don't need to be in.
If the game dictates it, absolutely.
But the thing they have to be careful about is, because New Orleans is playing for nothing, fake punts, gadget plays, bringing 7 guys. That's what you have to kind of be careful about, because they got nothing to play for. They're just going to let it all hang out, and they just have to be disciplined from that standpoint.
Granted, it was a home game for them, but they're still showing fight. They should have and had a very good opportunity to beat Washington, who just beat Philadelphia last week. So the Saints aren't laying down for anybody. They're not very talented. All of their very talented players are out tonight, but they do have some fight. And the way you take that out is by jumping up 14, 17, something like that.
So, Chew, I want to talk to you about the game plan then, because Josh Jacobs, obviously, we expect to continue to be a big part of the offense. Would you like for this to be sort of an off night for him? By off, I don't mean he's off. He's not doing what he normally does. But hey, man, we should win this game handily. Let's give you the night so that you can be fresh and at 100% as we get into the final stretch of the regular season and head into the playoffs.
I would start the game like they have the last couple. Heavy Josh Jacobs, but like I said, if they got the game in control, there's no need for him to play. What I really want to see is them really tune up the passing game. I'd like to see it over 350 throwing, because you should be able to do it against this team, depending on the weather. So if it's snowy and sloppy, obviously that's gonna limit you in some aspects of your game plan. But let's just go out, and this should be a 42-10 type game. It should be. That's what I predicted.
42-10, that's the over, just so you know.
Yeah.
42-10 feels aggressive.
Does it, though? I mean,
I guess what's the point of winning by 32?
It's fun.
To stack success, right? Show that you can do it, right? We know they can go 50-50 and be effective, but You're going to have to win a shootout somewhere along the line in the playoffs.
This ain't it.
Yeah, in showing that, to me, you just continue to run the football tonight. Like, that's how you win. That's how this team wins. I understand where you're coming from of, hey, at some point, this passing game, if you're in a shootout, like, you're going to have to be efficient. Like, the only way you know if you can survive a shootout is if you find yourself in a shootout. And the only game that's shootout potential is next week at Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like, going out there and just throwing the ball to throw it against New Orleans, I don't think proves, like, oh, well, I mean, he threw for 330 against the Saints. Clearly, he's ready for the high pressure, you're exchanging blows against the Lions in an NFC championship game.
Because Minnesota, next week, they're playing for that bye.
Yep.
They're playing for the bye. So they're going to be ready to go. They're going to air it out. They're going to do this. They're going to do that because if they do beat Green Bay, they play Detroit the next week, and that's for all the marbles.
Yeah, I think vanilla. I think be as vanilla as you can be at this point in the season. Don't show them anything. Don't put anything on tape that the Vikings could then scheme for, the Vikings could prep for when you face them. That's a bigger game than this is.
Oh,
as far as the long term. I think that
but honestly, they're all big for Green Bay. I mean, if you want to avoid that 7 spot, you got to win them all.
And 7 is a real thing.
Okay, so I guess that brings me to this then, Gabe. Is there any part of you that thinks that they might lose tonight?
No. But again, if you go into this game like, we got it, man, that's when teams lose. That's when the unexplainable happens. That's when you lose to the Giants and Tommy DeVito. That's when you lose to the Indianapolis Colts, even though you're 12-3 or whatever you guys were going into that game. Like going, oh yeah, we got this. Like, no, you've got to go in there and you got to foot on the accelerator all the way through. Like, no easing off, letting them back into the game because we've got this in the bag. Like, you've got to come out and you just have to assert your dominance from the word go.
Because there's a good chance you lose to Minnesota, you're getting the 7 seed. Because Washington has Atlanta and they have Dallas. So Dallas won their big game last night, right? Would have been better if they lost, but even though Philly lost yesterday, mainly because Hurts was down and Pickett's not that good, but I don't want to go to Philly out of the gate.
Couldn't stop a leaky faucet.
What does that mean?
Their defense.
Whose?
Phillies.
They gave up 36 points.
Yeah. Yeah, they were bad. That's bad. That's bad. They're probably thinking it's a reset game because you heard Campbell talking about it in his press conference when they lost to Buffalo. He's like, all right, that's a reset game. And there is some truth to that. Our reset was, and I told it a million times, when we went to St. Louis against a terrible team and we're tied at halftime. That's a reset. So
do you want to see Malik Willis in the game tonight?
Yeah.
Because that would mean that they had enough of a lead where they feel confident throwing in the white towel, waving the white towel rather, throwing in the towel and saying, we got this one. We got out healthy. Our guys are good. Go in there, Willis, and see what you can do. We have Dave weighing in, Dave from Aaron. I hope we do get to see Willis come in the third due to a lead, and maybe I can go to bed early, LOL.
Yep, exactly. Give everybody a great Christmas present and have them well rested going into Christmas Eve.
Just go to bed.
That's to say.
I'm going to bed.
Chewy's going to bed in the third quarter.
Don't worry, I'll stay up for you, bud.
Although today is really a Thursday.
What?
Help her out, please.
So
it's a Thursday.
Because we're off the 25th, so tomorrow is a Friday.
Oh, so tomorrow's your Friday.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I can stay up a little later. There's no blammer. That's out.
Oh, you got him in trouble, did you?
I don't know. I gave him presents. Depends what he did with those presents.
Those presents might not be a present for everyone in the house.
Exactly. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, not after 4 hours.
We got some grievances rolling in here, guys. I will get to those as the morning goes on. But Dumpy says, my grievance is that Jen and Gabe treat my texts with racist, anti-dumpetic prejudice. Well, is it racist, Dumpy, or is it anti-dumpetic? It can't be both. If Chewy were running the board, my text would get read all the time.
Here's the thing, Dumpy. I've seen your texts. Can't read them all. Can't read them all on the air.
And speaking of can't read, Chewy, everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you about our good friends at the Ewald Automotive Group. It's the year-end rate reduction sales event going on right now at the Ewald Automotive Group. So what does that mean? You can get rates as low as 4.9% on their best used cars and make no payments for 90 days. 4.9% no payments till March 2025 on over 600 vehicles at 10 Ewald Automotive Group locations. Don't wait to get a better rate during the year-end reduction sales event. It's going on now, so get to your nearest Ewald location today. You learn more, and it's always easy at ewaldauto.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Two broken down vehicles to report this morning. One on 4194 south at the exit to County Highway K in Racine County. The other on 894 north, right near Howard Avenue on the right shoulder. And other than that, we are looking very good this Monday morning. No other major incidents or delays across the system. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And a check of the storm team forecast. A winter weather advisory takes effect for all of southeast Wisconsin at 9 o'clock this morning. A rain-snow mix throughout the day. High today around 38. Will drop down below freezing to 31 tonight. So be extra careful if your evening plans include travel tonight. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. It's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee, and with holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust AccuTrans Group to handle all of my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or festive celebration, AccuTrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Ready for a win? Well, it's your year. At Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you could win over $2,000 in free play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games and you might take the stage in the It's Your Year game show. 25 winners each Thursday. There's $300,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs this January. Yeah, we think it's your year. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old to play.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day one. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game.
Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Stock up on everyday essentials at Menards and save big money. We're your one-stop shop for pet food and supplies. Feed your pets Wild Side with Blue Buffalo dog and cat food. It's made with real meat and natural ingredients that your pets will love. Save big on Blue Buffalo pet food at Menards. And don't forget to visit Menards.com to see our weekly flyer for all our great deals.
4 seasons greetings to you all from Menards.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm going to go with the corn dog, the old corn dog. The corn dog for the
pierogies
birthday.
and borscht all day long.
That's just crazy. Nobody likes borscht, let alone on their
it's
birthday.
so good. It's the only thing that makes my mouth water. other than my wife.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Keep getting us your grievances this morning. How do you want the Packers to handle tonight's game against the Saints? They are 14.5-point favorites, and it feels like an unfair fight. But it also feels like a good opportunity for the Green Bay Packers to go out there and show that they are one of the top teams in the NFC. And we have lamented as the season has gone on about how we haven't seen 4 full quarters from this team. Well, you can't really demand 4 full quarters from the team tonight if you also are in the camp of get up early, put it away, get your starters on the bench, and get your backups out there.
I want a full 2.5 quarters. Because that's what that's what you should do against a team like this, a team that is practicing in a freezer to get ready for you. All right, put them away early. Make them. I want them to continuously cut to the sideline and have Spencer Rattler standing there looking like he's miserable and cold because you jump up to a 14-0 lead, because you're up 21-0 and you are driving for another touchdown before the end of the first half. I just put them away, leave no doubt, and then start getting ready for Minnesota in the actual big game next week.
Did you ever play games like this where you were double digit, more than 2?
Yeah.
So, okay, and not that one. Not that one.
Where we were
any other game.
Well, there was this little game in San Diego that we were 12-point favorites and crapped on our leg. There's that
What
one.
happened? Tell us what to warn against.
I mean, I don't want to blame people, but there was a lot of talk of Holmgren moving to his next job. Practice certainly wasn't as focused as it was in New Orleans. Overconfident. Just things like that.
I mean, that's a different scenario because that was a Super Bowl team. Maybe you guys weren't as hungry, but
just not as hungry.
What happened? Let's go back to '96. What happened? Why were you guys tied with St. Louis, who was a terrible team in 1996 at halftime? You talk about that being the reset game for you guys after you guys got after it at halftime, and then you blew out, and the rest is history. But why you guys had lost 2 in a row? Why did you struggle against St. Louis, who you were light years better than?
Feeling sorry for ourselves. We knew we were good, but we lose 2 in a row because we were banged up. I was out. Free was out. One other person was out. Offense, which hurts, but after 2 losses, you pout, and you're going into a place where, like this, probably were favored by 10, and thought all you had to do was show up. And you can't just show up and expect to win. You have to put some work in, and that's the problem. I don't see that happening tonight. I don't see it because they haven't played, like you said, great football yet. There hasn't been a game like that was just domination. And that's what I would expect tonight. There's 2 important things tonight. Obviously, win the game and get out of there healthy, right? And I always am a little leery of sloppy, slick surfaces because that's where you get, your pulls, your hamstring, overextend, on the field. So those are the 2 biggest things. Because they've stayed very healthy so far, we don't need injuries to players that we're just going to have in order to get where they want to get to.
Jordan Love has a passer rating of over 100 or better in 5 straight games. Gabe, does he run it up to 6 tonight?
Toyotathon's still going on, right?
Yes.
All right, then. Yep.
To January 6th or something like that, right?
I am going. I don't know.
I'll know when
this
they lose
should
in
be
the playoffs.
This should be a 4-touchdown game
For Jordan.
Or Josh Jacobs has a bunch.
You being a stat padding guy has really thrown me for a loop here. I can't make sense of it.
Why? You want to pad your stats in, This is a first 15 where you get ticked off like, you got 1 in the first 15. This is bull.
In the same scenario, if this was last year, you'd be like, well, they were just stat padding there at the end. They were blowing out a team that was much better. It feels like...
See, here's where you still have things to learn, Josh. Chewy is very good at playing both sides. He's very good at it. He's very good at, trying to be able to manipulate something so then he comes out on top. You obviously, you're learning. You're doing a good job of learning from the master. There's still a lot to learn, though.
Yeah, see, I want to do this, Joshy. And only the people. I want to make you watch this and then punch you right in the balls. That's what I want you to do. Hey, look at my finger here. Look at these. Am
show
I
us
right?
how you do it. Look in that camera over there and show us exactly how you...
Bam! Remember, the first guy never gets caught.
I'm glad we got
Never gets caught. Yeah, I'm done.
Merry Christmas to all.
All you, Jen.
Take it away.
It's so true, though.
I got some Jordan Love player props if you guys are interested. Let's see. Jordan Love throws for 246 yards per game, 15.6 more than his over-under on Monday. I guess this is a trend. This is a trend or something. What is Jordan Love averaging? Do you have Jordan Love's stats up there, Gabe? What is he averaging per game right now?
Jordan Love per game right now is 246.1.
Okay, so that's what that number is. 246.1 is his average on the season. 15.6 more than his over-under on Monday. Would you take the over or take the under?
I am taking the under because I think the Packers are going to blow him out, and I don't think he's going to be playing 4 quarters to be able to get those padded stats that Chewy is hoping for.
I actually really like that as well. I'm just trying to look for, here we go. I couldn't find the props. So yeah, the passing yard was 230.5. Rushing yards is over 5.5. Do you like the rushing yard prop for Jordan Love over 5.5?
He's basically just taking off and scrambling once. I don't know. I
didn't
avoid
hit
it
last week.
Yeah, I would take the
I don't
under.
know that for any particular reason.
Sure you don't.
Just randomly happen to have that one in your head?
Yeah, logged that one away.
Remember the box score. Oh, Jordan Love didn't have
It was
5 rushing
4
yards.
It was 4 yards.
I don't know what the player prop is on interceptions. I'd guess it was 1.5. I'm guessing on that. Do you think Jordan Love throws an interception? It might even be a half.
Yeah, my guess is it would just be a half. I will say no. The interceptionless streak continues because he's done the one thing he's done a very good job of, and we talked about it when it happened because he had the interception against Chicago. First interceptionless game was against San Francisco, but there were still a couple of throws where it's like, those guys catch the ball. Those would have been more picks. But against Miami, Detroit, and Seattle, he has done a very good job of not even having those throws where he has kept the ball out of harm's way, where at no point in those games did you think that the ball could potentially be intercepted.
Reaction rolling in on the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line. Nobody is talking about how the Packers owned the Seahawks and the Vikings barely beat the Seahawks. I'm feeling good about next week's matchup. That from Jamie in Orlando.
You can't play that game. You can't play that game because then you go, well, look at the Lions. They blew out the Bears and Packers won't beat them on it.
If you want to play that game, we can play that game of, well, the Saints could have beaten the the Commanders last week, who just beat the Eagles, who beat the Packers earlier this season.
Yeah.
Transitive properties.
Yeah, it's not really a thing.
Nick in the 414 says, I want to see the Packers post-game show start in the third quarter. Craig weighing in saying, we got to keep Jordan clean and healthy. Cam Jordan and Chase Young are going to play with nothing to lose tonight. And Alan in the 414 weighing in says, sounds like it's going to be a let the Saints hang around and only win by 5 kind of night. I hope you're wrong, Alan.
What are the rules? Do we know, Joshy, what the rules are for Tausch to be able to start the post-game show early?
Homer tried to instill some sort of rules. It's like 14 points under a certain amount of minutes. But really, and this is quite nuanced, it's when Tausch decides.
So he's literally...
We're familiar with that.
He started...
Like when Chewy decides.
Yeah, but he started the pregame show while the game is still going on?
He wants to have a game where him and Homer start the post-game show before the game is even over.
I think it's a great idea.
Of course you would.
I think it's a great idea.
Because you get the same thing. You get to go home earlier.
You're still putting in the work. Am I right?
You're really
still putting in the work.
Taking liberties with that word, aren't you, buddy? Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. The hotel is ideally located in the heart of the theater district in downtown Milwaukee. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com. That's stkatearts.com.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? A succession plan that benefits business owners and employees. Full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurchase obligation financing, and seller note refinancing, ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
At Cousin Subs, the bigger your smile, the better we feel. That's why our menu features something for everyone, like our Wisconsin cheese curds, golden fries, creamy shakes, and mac and cheese, all paired with your favorite sub, or our subs in a bowl. And don't forget our kids' meals, now with a free cookie. Here's to a better day. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace. Right now at Universal Windows Direct, get 0% financing for 60 months, restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
In their return to regular season play after winning the NBA Cup championship in Vegas, the Bucks fell to the Cavaliers in Cleveland on Friday night, 124-101. But without Giannis on Saturday night at home, it was all Bobby Portis in a dub.
Pass out, Rollins to Portis, and a right corner three. There's another one. Bobby Portis, 31 tonight on 5 made triples. 105-82.
He'd finished with 34 points in a 112-101 win for the Bucks, who are now 15-12 on the season. They head to Chicago tonight to take on the Bulls. That one tips off at 7 o'clock.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here. 'Tis the season for celebrating at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Join them this holiday season for special events to get you in the festive mood. From a spectacular brunch with Santa to the holiday marketplace and one-of-a-kind dinner and a show experiences, St. Kate has a celebration happening nearly every week through the holiday season. Make a night of it and extend the experience by booking an overnight stay at St. Kate. Special packages are now available. Celebrate the holidays with St. Kate. Learn more by visiting stkatearts.com/holidays.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
63. What's that?
The number of yards they gave up on the ground against the
It's
Philadelphia
the
Eagles.
Bible verse, John 3:63. Look it up. Tell us what it
I
says.
thought it was Joe 363, and it was "Thou shalt not get past me on the line of scrimmage."
On 94.5 ESPN.
Happy Festivus to all who celebrate. It is that time where we annually air our grievances.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
And so we begin with Gabe Neitzel, whose grievance this weekend, I believe, comes from the college football space.
Can we just not pretend that every college football playoff game is just an indictment on everything that's ever happened in the history of college football?
Nope.
Guess what? Blowouts happen. They've happened forever in college football. They've happened at an alarming rate, and yet here we are, a bunch of idiots expecting this to be any different. Matt LePay, voice of the Badgers, did a great job tweeting this out on Saturday, that during the 4-team playoff era, 30 games were played, obviously 2 semifinals and the championship game every year. 14 of those 30 were decided by 20 points or more, including 5 of the 10 championship games. Each of these teams earned their way in. They earned their way in. And just because Indiana lost 27-10 to Notre Dame, everybody was up in arms. Oh, Indiana doesn't belong. Oh, SMU, they don't belong there. And then yet, oddly, everybody fell silent when Tennessee got their doors absolutely blown off by Ohio State. Like, no, man, like the teams earn their way in. If you want to play with the seeding, I'll listen to that. If you want to decide, hey, Boise State, Arizona State, they don't deserve to have byes even though they're conference champions. They only get into the field because of a conference championship. I will certainly listen to that to try to get these games better. But let's not pretend that Alabama would have done any better. That's a team that lost by 21 to a bad Oklahoma team. All right? Like, all of these teams are flawed. There are only a handful of teams that are actually good. And blowouts have been a tradition in the playoff for a long time. We just need to accept that and not pretend that everything's an indictment on everything that's ever happened in the history of college football. Feinbaum, Lane Kiffin suddenly went silent when their SEC team in Tennessee just couldn't hang and showed that they couldn't hang with Ohio State.
The very best place to be in this morning and yesterday was an Alabama team, a South Carolina team, an Ole Miss team, because you can sit there and you can claim the injustice. We were left out. Who's to say they would have done any better? Gabe, I'm with you. I completely believe in and subscribe to disqualifying losses. That loss to Oklahoma, where you scored 3 points, guys, was a disqualifying loss. Maybe you would have done better out there. Maybe you would have held your own in the field, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that Alabama or South Carolina or Ole Miss go out there and put on a more competitive game. I'm sorry.
Ask anyone from the SEC. They clearly would have won those games, Jen, because teams from the SEC, I believe now, are 122-0 in hypothetical matchups. They've never lost a single one. It's unbelievable. Undefeated, never lost.
How about a qualifying win?
Like what? Give me an example.
Indiana, SMU. Give me a qualifying win. Okay? Because if we sit here and you go, if SMU played at Penn State, hold on.
Texas is out.
If SMU played at Penn State 10 times, how many times is SMU winning? 2, probably. If Alabama plays at Penn State, they're winning 5.
No, they're not.
They're winning 5.
No,
and that's how I look
you're
at
doing that because you think they're Alabama and they're like this brand name team. I guarantee you, if Alabama had the exact same resume as Indiana, you're going, oh yeah, they're Alabama.
No,
of course they belong
I'm not
in.
looking at
They
it
don't have
from
a
an
qualifying-
Alabama. I'm looking at it from a James Franklin standpoint, who's never won a big game in his life.
Well, that's not true anymore. He's 1-0 in the playoffs. He's undefeated in the playoffs.
You're calling SMU a big win?
It's a playoff
We
game.
all knew that was going to happen.
First ever playoff game. No. A lot of people were already... See, this is the thing that college football people also like to do. Like, oh, it's James Franklin. Clearly he's going to lose that game. A lot of people picked SMU in the upset there. And then when Penn State blows them out, oh, well, SMU didn't belong there in the first place. Like, okay, what is it? You got to pick one or the other. Either James Franklin stinks or SMU
Look,
stinks.
at the end of the day, guys, it's an inexact science.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and I my thing is like, all these people who are criticizing, you pick them.
But what's a more comfortable car?
What?
Alabama's a more comfortable car. SMU, you're like,
explain,
I don't
please.
know if this ain't. Well, no one picked SMU to win this game.
That's not true, man. That's just not true.
Well, then they're dumb.
Well, but again, to Gabe's point, the explanation for why people were picking SMU was because they didn't have faith in James Franklin. I believe it was Stu Gotts from the Dan Lebitard show who said, if Penn State is winning a playoff game, you have too many playoff games. Now, tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
But the point is, he doesn't think that team, and I got to be honest with you guys, that offense is not impressive. And you could tell me, weather.
Penn State? Yeah.
Weather played a role.
That
Weather
defense has
played
been
a
good. That's the
role
only
in
thing
what?
good about
Correct.
that
And
team.
again, you guys know where I stand on that, right? I've banged this drum when it comes to baseball. There should not be only one way to win. You don't have to be an offensively dominant team to win. That's why I struggled when they were removing the shift in baseball. What if you're a defensive team? What if that is your bread and butter? What if that's how you win games? But I digress. I am not convinced that Penn State is a great team, and yet they won that game, and yet they're moving on. And the tricky part now is they play Boise State. And if they beat Boise State, people will be like, well, of course they beat Boise State. Yeah. Boise State didn't belong in the postseason. And if they lose to Boise State, what will they say, Gabe?
Well, yeah, James Franklin stinks.
So what's bigger to you, a signature win or a devastating loss?
But you're beholden to the schedule so much, right? Indiana did everything that was asked of them except lose that game to Ohio State. And they lost in dramatic fashion, right? Like, I was at that game. That was...
Guess what they did, though? Hung more than Tennessee did. Hung more than Tennessee did.
What was Indiana's big win? They didn't
have one. But again, that's not their fault. When conferences are this large, Chew,
you can't play everybody.
You can't play everybody.
No, I know.
And somebody's going to have an easy schedule. Like, that's just the way it is.
I agree, but
when you decide to chase the money and you decide that the money's the most important thing, not competitive balance, not any of that. Money's the most important thing, which is fine. Then you're going to have these mega conferences and teams are going to have easy schedules.
Yeah. So Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin were running their mouths about not being there. They lost to a 4-win Kentucky.
At home.
You know who didn't lose to a 4-win team? SMU. They beat an 18th ranked Pittsburgh. They beat a 22nd ranked Louisville. They beat California, Virginia. Like, they beat all these teams that have way more wins. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Well, and that is the next layer of it is going to be how much separation has the SEC/Big Ten put between themselves and all the other conferences.
But look, Alabama beating Georgia is enough for me. It's enough. It's enough.
So
you showed you can do it. You can show you can do it.
So at
you
1
can
and 11?
show you can do
But
it.
why don't you chalk that up to a bad day for Georgia?
Sure.
Okay, so Vanderbilt, because they beat Alabama, they should be in too?
No. No. It only works at one.
See, there it is. There's the both sides thing.
I'll just tell you this, guys. They're waking up in Bloomington yesterday happy as can be. You know why? Because they were in the 12-team playoff after being an irrelevant program for decades and decades. They shot to the top of people's consciousness and, oh, by the way, earned $4 million in the process by being one of the 12 playoff teams. They are thrilled in Bloomington. Would they have liked to have shown up better? Would they have liked to have won? Sure. But baby steps. There's nothing that anyone is complaining about in Bloomington, Indiana this morning. And we've got more playoff games. Several more rounds, actually, before we crown a champion on January 20th. Not that anyone's counting down to that date at all. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. More grievances to air as the morning goes on. Happy Festivus, everybody.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've still got a handful of broken down vehicles, the new ones on the board right now. The exit to Highway 18 from 94 West in Waukesha County. On that exit, a broken down vehicle there. We've also got a new one on 4145 South at Watertown Plank Road on the right shoulder. And then off of the freeway system, it's not on the interstate, but we do have lane closures possible due to a broken down vehicle on Highway 167 East at Maple. So just be mindful of that. If you're exiting the freeway and then heading onto Highway 167 East, you may notice some lane closures there. And checking the storm team forecast for today, a winter weather advisory does take effect for all of southeast Wisconsin starting at 9, running from either early afternoon to late in the evening, depending on where you are. Areas south of I-94 will have the advisory end sooner. Rain snow mix throughout the day today, a high of 38, low tonight down to 31. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express, state-of-the-art washes for lasting shine. Stay ahead this winter with T2 featuring graphene from Tsunami Express Car Wash, glossy protection that lasts. Try your first wash free at tsunamiexpress.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Green and Gold take on the New Orleans Saints at Lambeau Field tonight for some primetime football action. And with the win, the Pack can clinch a playoff spot, their second straight under quarterback Jordan Love, and the 5th in the tenure of head coach Matt LaFleur. As for how this roster has gotten there in back-to-back years, LaFleur credits Goody and his scouting staff.
And that's really all you can ask of anybody is just to be your best each and every day. And I think guys that embrace that and come in with the right mindset, the right work ethic, will ultimately be the best version of themselves.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Do you want the good news or do you want the bad news?
Bad, always bad.
What do you mean always bad?
No bad on Friday either. That's a rule of ours.
Gentlemen, we've got some good news and we've got some bad news. The good news is we found your Mercedes.
That's great news.
That's great. Yeah, it's over at Impound right now.
No bad news
Nope.
on Friday?
No.
What do? You just hold it?
You wait till Monday.
Wait, so if I die, they can't tell you till Monday?
Yeah. Gabe's not going to be here today.
The bad news is we can't get you in front of a judge until Monday morning.
You stole a police car.
We didn't steal anything. We found it.
If anything, we deserve a reward or something, like a trophy.
But they'll tell me Monday morning in the
And you'll be
production
like,
meeting.
how did it happen? When did it happen? And we'll be like, well, it happened on Thursday. But
I see a like you every day.
Every day.
Let's go to Vegas. We'll all get drunk and
Woo!
Let's steal a cop car because it'll be really funny.
Yeah, think you gonna get away with it? Not up in here.
Not up in here.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like...
Gabe, I may need a little bit of help understanding the NFC playoff picture as it currently stands.
Okay.
Lions got another win. Vikings got another win. Eagles lost. Rams won, beating the Jets. Just had to throw that in there. Falcons
are the leaders of the NFC South.
Oof. Oh, yeah. Buccaneers lost to the Cowboys, so they fall out of first place in the South. So as it stands currently, assume the Green Bay Packers get a win tonight.
Okay.
What does the playoff picture look like for the Green Bay Packers right now?
They would be the 6th seed, and if the regular season would end after a Packers win tonight, they would be traveling on the road to take on the Rams in Los Angeles.
Rams as the
3 seed.
3 seed, because the 1 and 2 get the byes.
One gets the
One gets the bye. They play the Rams. I guess I like that, Matt. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'd much rather have Atlanta.
Yeah.
But in order
if
for
that's
that
Michael
to happen, they
Penix.
have to move up to the 5 seed, right?
Correct. They would have to beat the Vikings, and then the Vikings can lose to the Lions, and then the Packers can get the 5 seed.
But the Lions wouldn't have to play against Minnesota because they would have already wrapped up the division.
Correct.
So they're not. Well, I mean, that's 2 weeks. Do you really want to go 2 weeks with letting guys off?
That's something Dan Campbell, I mean, as beat up as that team is, they might need the 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. Right? But, I mean, they lose to the Vikings and Washington wins out. Then they got the 7, and they're probably going Minnesota?
Philly.
Oh, because
Minnesota would have
Philly
the
won
bye.
East.
Minnesota would have the bye, and Detroit would become
So
the
that's
5.
what we don't want.
It sort of feels like there have been a lot of opportunities this season for things outside of Lambeau Field to go the Packers' way, and they have not. Am I right about that? Like there have been opportunities for things that, would have helped the Packers move up in the seeding, would have made things a little more comfortable, and none of those things have happened.
It's Minnesota. We didn't expect that, right? If Minnesota were what we thought they were going to be, Packers would be the top wild card team, and then they would be going to Atlanta. Damn Vikings.
It's ruining everything.
I know.
But, I mean, again, to Jen's point, I mean, Washington coming from behind yesterday and beating Philadelphia was not good for the Packers because that keeps Washington alive to potentially move up those ranks.
What is the tiebreaker situation between Washington and Green Bay?
Washington has it. And the Packers would not be able. Again, if Washington wins out, the Packers can't catch them.
What does that come down to? Conference opponents?
Conference record. And the Commanders are 7-3. Packers are 5-4.
And again, all because the NFC North has just been a juggernaut this year. Because the only teams the Packers have lost to have been the Lions, the Vikings, and of course the Eagles in the first game of the season.
Three of the best teams in all the NFL are in the same division.
Who do you want, Joshy, your Packers to face in the playoffs first round?
I'm not scared of any other team besides the Eagles and Lions.
Ooh.
I think you can.
That's fair. I think St. Louis scares you a little bit.
We also call them Los Angeles.
I think he knew it right away. Hey, he's getting better. He at least caught himself because he still calls them. He calls the Los Angeles teams St. Louis and San Diego. So at least he caught himself.
I think you can equivocate between Tampa Bay and you can equivocate between the Rams, but both those teams sort of do the same thing in the same way. If you're going to beat either of those teams, you're going to do it in a similar way, and I don't think either of those teams are that scary.
What's the line on all three of them?
What do you mean?
Packers going to the Rams. What's the line? Packers 4?
I'm not sure.
I'll be able to pull it up here. I need some time.
Yeah.
Why? They already have that out?
Well, no, Joshy, I mean, there are Twitter accounts out there. There are accounts that kind of have where teams are ranked in Vegas.
And it'd be like an algorithm.
Yeah.
That you just got to kind of punch those teams
I would say
into.
they play the Rams. See how accurate I am. That would be 4.
Okay.
Tampa Bay.
And they're on the road for all of these.
Yes, Tampa Bay.
Packers would be favored by about a point on the road to the Rams.
Ooh.
Because they are on a neutral field, the Packers are 5-point favorites against the league average team, and the Rams are about only a 1.5 favorite against the league average team.
So then you get the 3 points from the field.
I get it, but that's a little shocking.
But it might honestly be a pick 'em too, because when those things come together, like these lines, you can look ahead at the Packers-Vikings line. The Packers-Vikings line should be pretty much a pick 'em, but they moved it a little bit in favor of the Vikings.
And then what's Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay would be even worse. Packers would be favored by 2 or 3 on the road.
And then Atlanta, 5?
Atlanta would be, yes.
I mean, clearly Atlanta would be the team you would like to play.
4. Yeah.
Because with the situation with Michael Penix Jr., like if you play the Falcons, that would be his 4th ever game.
And he
in the
wasn't
NFL.
great. He wasn't
He
great
was fine.
yesterday.
But he didn't need to be with how
No.
bad Kirk Cousins has been.
Yeah.
But yes, I would much rather play the Falcons. If I'm power ranking the actual opponents I would like to see, I would say Falcons 1, Buccaneers 2, Rams 3, Eagles 4. In terms of the ones I want to see.
Sure.
How are we judging the Eagles after this past weekend, though? Because, Chewy, again, you have said that what? Harmless?
Hurts.
Oh, Hurts. Well,
going down.
but what about the defense?
Yeah, they were pretty porous. But I tell you what.
I mean, they were due for an oopsie. I mean, they'd won 10 in a row.
Yeah, that's a reset. But Washington's better than you think, man.
They're inconsistent. They're like the Packers.
Yes.
They're a young team
Yeah.
that's inconsistent.
And I think that Jaden Daniels is going to be... He's going to be really good. He's athletic as ever.
You should probably bet on him to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I don't think you're getting good odds at this point.
He's talking like he's just discovered Jaden Daniels. The rest of the league.
He did that with Adam Schefter this morning as well. He was like, Psst, I got a line on a guy. He's going to blow everybody away. What do you guys think about the NFC champ coming out of the NFC North? If you have the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings all in the field, theoretically increases your odds that the team that would represent the NFC in the Super Bowl could be from the North. Chew, do you like that, or would you take the field? NFC North or the field?
NFC North.
That's easy. It's the NFC North. Because I think there's only one other team in the
Philly.
NFC. Yeah. So you're taking 3 of the best 4 teams. The odds are just in your favor to take the 3 out of the 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody's going, oh, man, look out for the Rams or the Falcons.
Do you guys think Minnesota can win the Super Bowl?
I don't. But
why is that?
I haven't thought that they could win these games.
They have 2 losses.
I thought it was smoke and mirrors.
If they end up with the only way they can is if they,
They could skip a game.
Yeah, is if they get that number 1 seed. And even then, that's going to be Sam Darnold's first ever playoff game. So if you are a Sam Darnold doubter, you can still lean on the fact that you haven't seen him do it in the playoffs.
I think I will.
Yeah, this is it. I've marked my territory. I ain't leaving.
But if they
because you can't doubt him in the regular season anymore.
If they don't have to play Philadelphia somehow in the playoffs, yeah, they can do it. They can go to Detroit and beat Detroit.
If they don't have to play the Eagles. So if the Eagles get knocked out.
Yeah.
I don't think they could win the Super Bowl, though. I don't think they're beating the Bills or the
Bills,
Chiefs.
the Ravens.
Yeah.
God, it would be very painful, though, guys, if the Vikings were in the Super Bowl this year.
That would be.
It wouldn't be great.
No.
Be a bad look for
I'd just be
everyone.
the biggest fan ever of that AFC team.
Yeah. Ask Brian D to borrow some Buffalo Bills gear.
You think it's going to be the Bills? Not the Ravens, not the Chiefs?
I think
Depends
the Chiefs,
which Ravens show up.
I'm not picking against the Chiefs until they actually
And
lose.
I think their offense is finally starting to emerge here. Hollywood Brown instantly stepped on the field and made a difference.
Are they locked into the one now?
They're like 90+%, 91%, I believe I looked today.
Yeah, Chiefs just have to win one of their last two.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And they're the 1 seed.
Son of a buck.
He's good. Turns out. Who knew?
I don't know. I could see him losing.
Yeah. I made like untold amounts of dollars last year just betting on the Chiefs as underdogs. If you want to do it again, be my guest. I'll keep picking the Chiefs.
You'll keep taking the Chiefs and the points.
Right, every time.
Give me Andy Reid and that quarterback and points.
But
please.
I think Joshy brings up a really good point. It does feel like it's anyone's year. It does feel like there are 3 teams in the AFC. There are at least 3 teams in the NFC that could find themselves in the Super Bowl. And then you get to a Super Bowl and, again, I understand what you're saying about, the Chiefs being the Chiefs and having been there, done that. But it sort of feels like that matchup could be any number of teams in the Super Bowl. Again, I will reiterate, if the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, it feels like it's
when
almost
the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl.
It feels like a foregone conclusion that they will win it because that's just what they do. But my point is, it could be Chiefs, Lions, Chiefs, Vikings, Chiefs, Eagles. You know what I mean? And then you go down with all of the teams. It could be Bills, Vikings, Like, what is the matchup that you're most confident in of all of those, Joshy?
It's for sure. I mean, I still think the favorites are the most likely to win. I think it does get interesting now with the Lions, but the Chiefs are going to be there. The thing it feels like the Bills single-handedly have kind of made it seem like anybody's got a chance because they beat both what we presume to be 2 of the best teams, but then they'll also just lose a game to a team they shouldn't. So it feels like
or let the New England Patriots hang around for
bizarre.
An ungodly amount of time.
Yeah, it is extremely balanced right now, and I think there's a 5 or 6 top clear teams. And if any of them win, would we really be that shocked if the Vikings ended up in a Super Bowl? No, you can't.
No.
You lost 2 times. You keep doubting it, and I'm going to doubt them.
I was about to say, are you listening to your own advice? It feels like you're...
Put it this way, I'm playing playoff best ball, and I'm investing in the Vikings just in case I'm wrong. Protecting myself, and hopefully I can win some money.
Which conference is better from a playoff standpoint? Kansas City, Buffalo... the Ravens.
I will say, I think the NFC's better.
I don't.
I think the NFC's better.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, Philly,
Minnesota, Green Bay. Like the Rams with Stafford and their head coach and that offense, they can do some damage. Like nobody actually believes, I think, in the Broncos or the Chargers or the Texans or the Steelers. Like there are 3 teams.
They get weak fast.
Yeah, there are 3 teams that are there in the AFC, and even the Ravens.
Hold on. You believe in Atlanta, Washington.
That's it.
The only 2.
Yeah.
I believe in Washington more than I would the Steelers, right? Even the Texans, too?
Probably.
I don't know.
If Texans walk out of there with a win yesterday, though, I'll tell you what, I'm believing them more.
If who walks out with
the
what?
Texans had walked out with a win yesterday.
I can't get over sub 100 passing yards against the Packers for the Texans. That'll never clear my mind. Maybe for Stroud's career. That's so bad.
Stroud's going to be a 3-time MVP. And Josh is like, well, guys, 7 years ago, he had a game against the Packers where he threw for under 100.
I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
It's a very good point. All right, we'll take a break here. I want to get to our grievances when we get back. Football season is back. Excited to be back on campus with Celsius Energy Drink. Travis Hunter, Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel, they all enjoy Celsius to get them through their very demanding schedules. You can explore all 27 refreshing flavors, sparkling or non-carbonated. There is a Celsius for every taste on game day, including my favorite, the Peach Vibe. Stay active and energized all day long with Celsius by your side. Celsius, live fit.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got an incident right now on 794 heading north towards downtown on the left lane. 2 squads as well as a white van going to be on the left side of the road. So you'll have to move over to the right while that incident is being taken care of. Everywhere else across the system this morning is looking okay. We've got full freeway speeds, light volume, and just a smattering of broken down vehicles to be found. Traffic is sponsored by Land Rover Waukesha. Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 72 months on a new 2025 Range Rover Velar at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com. Traffic's also brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And checking the Storm Team forecast, a winter weather advisory takes effect at 9 this morning for all of southeast Wisconsin. Runs until early to mid-afternoon. The advisory will end earlier for those of us south of I-94. High today around 38 with that rain-snow mix and possible light icing. Low tonight down to 31. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Bring in 2025 at American Place Casino. Join us for the Oztacular Countdown featuring $50,000 promotional drawings, merchandise giveaways, live entertainment, and more. They say seeing is believing, and at American Place Casino, you'll believe you found a real game changer. From table games to the hottest slots, plus dining, bars, and more, we've got it all. This New Year's Eve, let the celebration begin. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
This time of year can be really tough on a number of areas in your home. If you're struggling with any electrical issues, the superheroes at Current Electric are ready to help you. Chuck Smith is a Brookfield Central grad who started Current Electric over 40 years ago. His mission was to serve our community with integrity and quality. Whether it's as small as a switch repair or as large as rewiring your entire home, to a generator to keep your lights on, or even interest in solar energy, call on the superheroes from Current Electric. Go to callcurrent.com. That's callcurrent.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Green and Gold take on the New Orleans Saints at Lambeau Field tonight for some primetime football action. And with the win, the Pack can clinch a playoff spot, their second straight under quarterback Jordan Love, and the 5th in the tenure of head coach Matt LaFleur. As for how this roster has gotten there in back-to-back years, LaFleur credits Goody and his scouting staff.
And that's really all you can ask of anybody is just to be your best each and every day. And I think guys that embrace that and come in with the right mindset, the right work ethic, will ultimately be the best version of themselves.
This has been your Green and Gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, this world is geared towards women. Like, what do we
I am
get?
stepping away from this. Goodbye.
Like, what do we get? They get a comb that dries your hair. We get a stupid razor.
Hey,
I mean, what's the coolest thing we get? They get the hair dryer?
Control.
On 94.5 ESPN.
To say, put the past away.
Potawatomi Sportsbook is upping its game in a major move for all sports bettors out there. You can now use your Potawatomi Rewards card at most self-service kiosks and at the betting counter. Bet on your favorite sports and earn a reward point along the way or more rewards points. Now that is a winning play. Bet above the rest. Learn more at paysbig.com/sportsbook, paysbig.com/sportsbook. It is Festivus here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy and elsewhere.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
And so it is time for Chewy to air his grievance. Chewy, what do you got?
Okay. I have 5 kids, 30, 28, 24, 22, 20.
Is that your locker combination?
Yes, certainly feels.
There's no 89, so.
My wife works a 60-hour week, so I don't expect her to cook. I don't mind cooking or anything. But 4 of them are home, and then we're all going down to Florida. Am I supposed to cook every damn meal? Am I?
Who do you want to cook?
Someone else. So I think I'm going to delegate. I'll pair everyone up and give them a credit card and say, here.
Whoa, you're giving them the credit card?
You're not even allowed to use the credit card.
I know. But let me tell you another thing, Gabe. Kids never come off scholarship, okay? I don't care how old they are.
Sure.
They are always on, and you'll find out.
Yeah.
They're always on scholarship, which is fine. But I shouldn't have to cook every single meal, correct?
I would think the 30-year-old would offer to, hey, I'll get the ingredients, I'll make dinner tonight.
Yeah, and he does. He's a very good cook.
I was about to say,
but
isn't he a good
it kind
cook?
of ends there. Yeah, but we wear him out. And then a lot of times that's why we want him around, because he does, and he's a great cook. That's who if I have a question about cooking, that's who I call. But am I unfair in delegating? Like, no, tonight you two have it. Tonight you.
I think that sounds incredibly fair.
Especially
I think
if you're
that's
giving
very
credit card.
reasonable.
Yes.
For you to say, now you can't do it this year because you guys are done. You got to do it next year. You got to implement it next year.
Have you ever set this expectation prior?
No. But I'm going to do it for Florida because they're all down there for a week.
You also come up as somebody who enjoys to cook. It gives you something to do.
And complain.
Well,
yes.
I love complaining. Yes.
So it combines all those things, but you also love going to the grocery store, man.
I do. I'll go with them. How's that?
I was gonna say, what the hell are you going to
chaperone them
Should I
to
tell
the
them what they have to
grocery
cook,
store?
or should I leave it up to them?
I would leave it up to them.
Oh, except for unless you're leaving the 20-year-old on an island and you want SpaghettiOs for dinner that night.
But even so, that's part of the fun, isn't it? Like that each of them have their own skills and each of them are at a different level of cooking.
Yes.
So you're going to get some high-end meals and you're going to get some, peanut butter and jelly or tomato soup and grilled cheese.
But in the 20s, mid to up, you should be able to cook.
Ooh, that
right?
is a rule.
You should have a go-to meal.
100%.
You should have a go-to meal.
Yeah. If you're out of college, you should have a go-to meal.
Okay.
Wait, do you have a go-to meal?
Borscht and pierogies.
No, but you're the only one who enjoys that.
I would say it depends upon the time of year, because during the summer I'm using the grill more. Inside, I'm usually going to make some sort of probably different types of chilies right now, just because those are easy enough to throw in the crock pot, and then you've got leftovers for a week, so you can always lean on leftovers for one night if you need to.
Do you use the grill in the wintertime? It's so inconsistent.
Sparing, yeah, very sparingly.
Yeah. I wind up
Inconsistent or inconvenient?
both.
Why not both?
But I can never get it. I'll overcook the steak. I'll undercook.
Dealing with the temperature outside and
Yes.
inside. Yes.
So your grievance this year, this Festivus, is that you are doing all the cooking.
Yes.
Yeah, you know who can identify with that?
You.
Wives. Wives.
Why? Dario doesn't cook at all? He doesn't have a go-to?
I'll make some brats or Italian sausage or a big pot of spaghetti,
Okay.
and that's about it.
Well, but he's got a few there.
I'm
Sounds
just
like he's
talking
got a couple to
generally
go to.
speaking. I think that wives do most of the cooking. I'm not saying universally, but I think that for most households, I think the wives are kind of resigned to doing the cooking. I know when I'm out of town, my kids eat a lot of DoorDash, a lot of takeout.
Yeah.
That can be a go-to too.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if Chewy's just handing out his credit card to the kids,
Hey,
what's
may as
preventing
well
them
just
from
order a pizza?
Just going on the app and getting something local.
What if in your household, maybe even things like frozen pizza get critiqued? with the
No,
way
that
you've
doesn't.
prepared
No,
it?
there's got to be some
Because that's-
ingredients being put together for the meal.
That's
I
the house
expect.
I live in. I don't cook out of fear of critique and hating it. So it's like, well, I'm not going to do it the way you like it, even if I try my damnedest. All the things you like, It's not going to come.
I
out the
just
way
got
you
a
want.
text message from somebody listening. Happens to be driving one of the children to gymnastics practice this morning. And it says, Layla said, Dad makes steak too.
Yeah.
So he's got another one that he adds. There you go. Another one to the rotation.
Sounds like an ally there.
She just said, you're a good cook, Daddy. No one said Daddy wasn't a good cook. I was talking about quantity, right? We're talking about the frequency of the cooking. And it was just a observation based on Chewy saying he's making all the meals.
Yeah.
Have you had a go-to?
So
like when
do I have
everybody's-
a go-to?
Yeah, when everybody's around, what do you make?
Everyone loves the steak, some sort of potato, salad, and I make a cream corn from scratch. That's the go-to. That's what everyone wants. If, a birthday or they ask, they say, can we get that?
Question.
Yes.
Cream corn from scratch. Is it Chernobyl corn?
No.
Oh,
This is
okay.
canned stuff.
I was like,
Yeah,
so
that'd
wait,
be-
so do we need to help you set up the schedule? Like, how many days are you in Florida? How many meals are you expecting your kids to come through on?
I would say 3. So I'll pair the 30-year-old with the youngest. I don't know if I want Gianna cooking. Speaking of DoorDash. Yeah.
So you see those bills?
Oh, God. Yeah, 3 in the morning.
Oh, I wonder what happened there.
Yeah, no kidding. So I'll pair them up.
She probably
And
just
then,
woke up
what?
hungry.
I'll cook with Gianna, the youngest.
Okay, this sounds good. You make this chart, you make a list, and then everybody's going to get to enjoy a unique meal
Yes.
by some of the kids in your family.
I think I'm on the kid's side here. If you take away the cooking and the grocery shopping from your day, you're gonna go crazy. What are you gonna be doing?
I'll go along with them to watch.
So now it's family time at the Publix down the street.
Should they have to clear the meal with me and Ange?
Well, now it's an approval process.
All right, man.
I'm
Look,
starting to see why they might not be cooking.
Look, bud, I was on your side for a long time
pushing
here. So I was here for, but now you're just approving every step, and now you're micromanaging the process.
Correct.
And I'm with Josh. It's easy to see why maybe the kids haven't volunteered.
You have to relinquish control. If you're going to go this route, you got to let them do their thing. You got to
Okay.
let them make the meals, and you got to go, this is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to tell them it's good, but
I'm not really concerned because they're good cooks. It's just, are they cooking what I want?
see, this is the problem. You have so much freedom and so much control, you don't want to give that up.
Right.
So just let it go.
Do you want them to cook or not?
Yes, I do.
Then you have to relinquish control over what
All
they're
right.
going to make and how good
Fair.
it will be.
That's not the right question to ask. Do you want them to cook or do you want to complain?
I want to do both.
Gabe, he can still complain after they cook. Okay? And by relinquishing control, Chew, you're going to get to complain. Okay? So I feel like we found that winner's circle there for you and your Festivus grievance. 800-990-3776. Get us your Festivus grievances. I still haven't talked about how I got into a fight yesterday at the mall in the parking lot. Major grievance with parking lot etiquette, folks. This time of year, lots of cars, lots of people. Can we follow the rules, please? Thank you, Gabe.
There's still time to go and grab some amazing meats at Bunzel's Meat Market, 90th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. I was just there this weekend. It was fantastic. Look, this is the only place you need to be going for those fantastic meals. I'm sure if Chewy was in town, this is where he would be sending everybody because you can impress your family and let the team at Bunzel's make you look good this holiday season. Bunzel's open today until 5:30 p.m. and then still on Christmas Eve. They're giving you a chance. If you need to grab that last second thing, 6 a.m. until noon tomorrow, but they will be closed on Christmas Day. Bunzel's family would like to thank you for your business this year and hope you have a Merry Christmas. Bunzel's Meat Market, 90th and Burleigh in Milwaukee. Highly recommend you stop there, experience what they have to offer, just like I do. Go to their website at bunzels.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Right now, still looking overall pretty good. We do still have that incident. 794 north, right in front of the Hone as you're heading north towards downtown. Left lane blocked due to a broken down white van. A couple squads still on scene with that. But overall, the volume, even around that point, is pretty light. So it's not impacting any travel times. And we've just got those broken down vehicles scattered throughout southeast Wisconsin still this morning. So overall, the system looking excellent this morning, and volume remains light as well. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the Storm Team forecast for today, a winter weather advisory takes effect at 9 this morning, runs through early to mid-afternoon, ending earlier for folks south of I-94. High today of 38 with a rain-snow mix throughout the day. Low tonight down to 31. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Join their two-man scramble tournament and play Whistling Straits for a chance to win cash through the 31st. Sign up at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
A classic Big East battle in Cincinnati over the weekend for Marquette as they take down Xavier, but it wasn't without a few clutch buckets late, including this from David Joplin.
Now against Foster, Cam Jones. Joplin faked the three. Joplin on a drive against Foster, spins, turns, shoots, scores! David Joplin gives Marquette a 3-point lead. You know what?
We got to get it together
I think
here.
whoever Foster's guarding, they want to go to the basket. Timeout, Xavier.
Joplin and Cam Jones combining for 39 points in a 72-70 Marquette win over Xavier. They're now 11-2 on the season, and will now have a break for the holidays before they take on Providence in Rhode Island on New Year's Eve.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University. Show the world what your business is made of with 3 Tree Marketing.
So at 3 Tree, we're storytellers through merchandise. Every brand we work with has a unique story, and we're there to tell it using merchandise, display, appreciation, and gifting.
President Kevin Van Rossum knows that's important.
There's promo peddlers again, or tchotchke vendors, or whatever cliche people want to use. But we work with our client partners to become an extension of their team. We provide ideas, unique offerings that fit budget, timing, as well as messaging.
Check out why 3 Tree is the partner you need. 3treemarketing.com.
For more than 40 years, Network Health has been the trusted experts in health plans. Just like you, they're honest, hardworking, and grateful to call Wisconsin home. Whether you're seeking coverage for yourself, your family, or your employees, Network Health has you covered with a range of options, including individual and family marketplace plans, employer plans, and Medicare Advantage plans. Call Steve Llewellyn, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. The Saganiac Planning Marquette Records. Greatest shot blocker for Marquette, Jim McIlvaine. Second best shot blocker, Jim McIlvaine on a bad day. 13 block shots against Northeastern Illinois in 92. Best ever by someone other than Jim McIlvaine, 8. Theo John, Amal McCaskill, and Walter Downing. And one other with 8 blocks in a game, 5 different times. Yep, Jim McIlvaine. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
My father would always say, and there's a rhyme and a reason to it, he said, if you wear your rubbers in the house, you'll go blind. Do the 2 youngsters on the show here even know what rubbers are? I'm talking the ones that go over the shoes.
On 94.5 ESPN.
With the local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to treasury management, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
We have some grievances rolling in as we celebrate Festivus here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and I guess it's about time I get to mine.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
So, look, admittedly, mistakes were made. We went to the mall. Yeah, that's right, the mall. Yesterday, Sunday. Not just Sunday, but the Sunday before Christmas, okay? I admit, that was an error. Shouldn't have done that. But the girls wanted to see Santa. It was very important that they told Santa what they wanted for Christmas. Our 7-year-old was starting to panic a little bit that she had not yet gotten to sit on the big guy's lap and tell him what she wanted, right?
How the heck's he supposed to know?
Yeah, honestly. Close to the deadline here, right? She's tapping on her wrist going, Mom and Dad really letting this fall through the cracks. So we made sure, got them all dressed up, and went to the mall yesterday to get their picture with Santa, annual holiday tradition. I sent Dario inside to get a spot in line, and I had the girls in the car with me. And I understand. I've got the patience meter already set at this is going to take a while. We're going to be going up and down and back and forth looking for a spot. But finally, there were 3 gentlemen who were leaving the mall, and I did the stalking thing, right? They're walking, they're walking, they're walking. I'm following. And they get to, I want you to picture Mayfair Mall, everybody. I want you to picture where the Crate and Barrel is there on the front side of Mayfair Mall, okay? I'm in the lane immediately to the left of the Crate and Barrel. Mall is behind me, okay? So I'm driving away from the mall. Crate and Barrel is on my right. I am in that lane right there, driving. The gentlemen finally get to their vehicle. It is the second to last vehicle in the lane on the left. No problem. The old turn signal goes on. The 2 or 3 cars that are behind me in line understand because it is the holidays and it is a jam-packed parking lot at a mall. Turn my turn signal on. They back out of their spot in an efficient manner. That's the other thing, right? You can't sit in your car and scroll through your phone or look at your coupons or whatever. Back out in an efficient manner. Pull towards me. I go to turn in. Car coming from the other side. Whoop, zips in. Now I'm hot. Now I'm heated. Now I'm ticked. All right? Put the old car in park. I jump out of my car. I go over there and I go.
Wait. You're now blocking traffic?
I'm just where I was before. Exactly.
But there's cars behind you.
Blocking traffic.
But I was about to pull into the parking spot. I got a few seconds here that I would have been pulling into the parking spot. Hey, this is my spot. You pulled into my spot. And the woman does not roll down the window. She goes, don't you tap on my window. Don't you tap on my window. Oh, don't you take my parking spot. I was waiting patiently, following the rules, the social mores, the understanding of how a parking lot works, particularly on a busy day like the Sunday before Christmas. I was doing the right thing. You came from the other side and zipped into the spot that I was waiting patiently for. So that woman does not get out of the car. The woman in the passenger seat gets out of the car, and now she wants some. Well, guess what? I'll give it. So I am there, eyeball to eyeball, yelling at this woman about the rules of the parking lot and how I've got 2 kids in the back. We're going to see Santa. I was waiting patiently for that spot. I had my turn signal on. These are all of the things you are supposed to do to claim your stake on a parking spot.
But if
she didn't care.
If they were at the end, I mean, they were coming from the right? You had to turn left?
Wasn't waiting. That's the thing. She wasn't waiting
if they
for the
didn't
spot.
see you because
but
that
they saw
car
me.
pulled
We
out.
had the moment of I'm sitting there with the turn signal on. She's sitting there because the car just backed out of the spot. They saw me and did the quick acceleration into the spot. Not like the methodical, like, oh, there's a spot. What luck. Let me just pull in. It was the accelerate in because you know you're breaking all the rules. So back and forth. The woman was very attached to the fact that I had knocked on their window, right? She was like, don't you touch my car. I'm like, then get out of my spot. Get out of the spot. You were wrong here. Everybody know, and the people behind me, by the way, had my back, okay? The lady rolls down her window and she goes, she was waiting for that spot. She had her turn signal on. That's what you're supposed to do when you're claiming a spot that is being vacated. Finally, after a very exhaustive back and forth. I did not curse. I was just shouting. I was very adamant about my position and my point. She says, well, I'm sorry. And I said, fine, Merry Christmas. Got back in the car. I just wanted the apology, Gabe. I just wanted the apology. My
It seemed
grievance
like you wanted
is...
the spot. It seems like you wanted the spot.
That's true.
not
100%.
Let's not
I wanted
pretend
the spot.
that the only thing you wanted was the apology.
I wanted the spot, and then she apologized, and I was like, okay, we're moving on now. But my grievance is, guys, there are certain rules, just understandings of how you navigate a busy parking lot, right, Chew?
Yes, but I'll admit when I got the text, I wasn't surprised. I knew we were just waiting for something like this.
There was something.
Now, if you told the story, I'd be like, holy cow, Gabe. Even Joshy's like, I'll just drive around again. Me, maybe a little bit, but you, not surprised at all.
I might flip a bird, yell something out the window, but I'm probably
Honk the
moving
horn.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, how's a good way to phrase this? Lack self-preservation. Because
what do you
with
mean?
your children in the car, you threw it in park. What if that person came out ready to fist fight? Are you then now
it's going
engaging in
down.
a fist fight?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chew.
It's going
Thank you
down.
very much.
Yes.
Because
Thank you.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think it would have been good for you if this morning local Jen Latta, college game day, and ESPN Milwaukee got into a fist fight and was arrested. I don't know if that works for you.
So I knew that I would not escalate it to that level.
Right,
I am
but-
smart enough.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
You don't escalate it to that level, but sometimes people bring the pain when you don't want the pain. So then what?
Can I just say this? Italians and Sicilians are different. The women. Okay? Because Angie's been in physical fistfights. And yeah, you have too, I think you told us.
No, stop.
One time.
Never.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Quiet.
Allegedly.
So it's almost to be expected.
You're just waiting for that.
We can't just live like, well, they're Sicilian, therefore.
I'm telling you.
I mean,
My
it seems
family's
like
also Sicilian.
Chewy's. It seems like Chewy's kind of accepted it at this point.
Yes. Like, I expect this at least once a week.
Wait,
There's always a.
once a
there
week?
was this week.
Once a week.
The
What's
eye
your blood
doctor.
pressure in that house?
Shouldn't the eye doctor be a simple experience?
You'd
I'll tell you
think.
what, man. I have had the same eye doctor for over a decade.
Should be a
It is-
seamless.
Yeah.
I'm
sim-
in and out in 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3.
I was just
2,
there like
4.
a month ago. It
Yeah.
was quite pleasant.
Yeah. I mean, maybe every once in a while they shoot that poof air in your eye just to, do that test, and it's about as uncomfortable as you get. What do you mean? What happened at the eye doctor?
She got tossed out without her prescription.
Asked to leave.
He was asked to leave?
But the eye doctor did call her to apologize and give her the. I mean, how does this happen at an eye doctor?
Wow. The eye doctor called to apologize?
Yeah.
Tough times. Can't lose that customer, huh?
No.
What occurred?
Well, when you call corporate and complain, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Apologies in order. And I don't want to say she's in the right, but the level it goes to, I'm like.
Jen, what were your children's reaction? Like, were they scared?
No, not at all.
Okay.
They were not
They're
scared.
used to it, right?
I will say this. The 7-year-old was very observant. She said, Mommy, that lady is not on Santa's nice list. Which I thought was very good, Layla, taking the situations and putting them together and creating a nice narrative there. I just want to, again, talk about the parking lot etiquette. We all know what it is, right? Like, when it's your spot, when someone else has been waiting for a spot. And she said to me, when she's like, everybody's looking for spots. I go, that's exactly why what you did is such bull. Because we're all looking for spots. We all subscribe to like the rules, the unwritten rules of the parking lot.
Civilization.
Yes, we live in a society, as they say. That's why she was like, everybody's looking for spots. Yeah, but we're all trying to do it in a civilized manner. And you just threw that out the window by zipping into a spot that you knew. It was very obvious and clear to all present that that was my spot. Right. And so she told her daughter to stay in the car. I did see that. As we were leaving, she's like, don't get out of the car. Stay in the car. The woman who was driving. So, it was an unfortunate situation. I did say this, though, guys. Very, very, very lucky that I had sent my husband inside to get that spot in line, because if he were there and this went down,
Have been good.
somebody's going to jail. Somebody is spending the night in the car.
When you told him that he wanted to go look for him?
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
1,000,000%. What do they look like? What is their car? Where is it parked? Let me at them.
Did any part of you feel, even though you were in the right, and I agree, you were in the right, feel any regret? Because I'm envisioning you in like a puff of smoke being there and pounding on the window and going, maybe I shouldn't have pounded on the window.
Well, but it wasn't like a pound, it was like a, a couple of knuckles,
The old
on
two-knuckle knock.
Okay, exactly. A couple of two knuckles. I wasn't trying to break the glass.
Oh, yeah, you
Right.
were.
If it would have happened, it would have been the worst thing to happen of the day.
I got a lot of folks weighing in saying I'm lucky that there was not a weapon involved in this altercation. Lada is lucky to have not gotten shot. The ER is filled with these types of situations. Yes, that's what Jack is saying. Again, I don't know how else to address it, to handle it. I mean, I guess just move along, right? Oops, guess that one wasn't for me. What is meant for me will not miss me and whatnot. But I got hot real fast, real fired up. So anyway, respect the parking lot laws, gang. That's all we're asking this morning, right, Gabe?
Plenty of parking available at X Golf and American Family Field. Don't have to worry about situations like this. Huge lot, especially during the off season. And X Golf and American Family Field is open all year round, overlooking left field inside the ballpark. It is an amazing space, unlike anything you have ever seen. If you haven't been in there, can't recommend getting in there enough. Even if you're somebody who's not a big golfer, maybe you're somebody looking to get better at golf, you can certainly use the state-of-the-art simulators, maybe take a lesson from their PGA Pro, Andy Barrett. But this thing is an amazing spot for events. If you're looking for that next corporate event, X Golf and American Family Field should be it. With the great menu they have available, full bar that they have available, you will not regret it. So find out more. Book that next sim. Find out more about hosting events at xgolfamfamfield.com.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here, bringing all the cool tricks and laughs fans love. We're coming to the Fiserv Forum on December 31st. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Green and Gold take on the New Orleans Saints at Lambeau Field tonight for some primetime football action. And with the win, the Pack can clinch a playoff spot, their second straight under quarterback Jordan Love, and the 5th in the tenure of head coach Matt LaFleur. As for how this roster has gotten there in back-to-back years, LaFleur credits Goody and his scouting staff.
And that's really all you can ask of anybody, is just to be your best each and every day. And I think guys that embrace that and come in with the right mindset, the right work ethic, will ultimately be the best version of themselves.
This has been your Green and Gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Cousin Subs is spicing things up this fall with a new sub and a delicious shake. The Chipotle Cheesesteak Sub, with either grilled-to-order chicken or steak, features pepper jack cheese, sauteed green peppers and onions, jalapenos, and Chipotle ranch dressing. And that's not all. Pair your Chipotle cheesesteak with a delicious mint shake, and your taste buds will fall in love. Order in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Discount Liquor. Did you know that George Washington served his own homemade version of eggnog made with rum, rye whiskey, and sherry? Well, a lot's changed since the days of our first president, but one constant has been celebrating the holiday season and upcoming new year with family, friends, and loved ones. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. 'Tis the season to check out Discount Liquor's tremendous selection of over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines from around the world. And yes, we do carry 8 varieties of ready-to-drink eggnog. Celebrate this most festive time with a great selection of beautifully packaged liquor gift sets, sure to make you the hit of the party or as a perfect gift for the liquor connoisseur on your shopping list. Discount Liquor, 2 locations in Milwaukee on 51st and Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings. Discount Liquor.
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You called them a white
find someone
stiff earlier.
From one white stiff to another? I'm pretty well versed in the realm of stiffs.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, Jewelry Center, only place to go to get that engagement ring. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. It's exactly what I did because, of course, I wasn't going to trust anyone but Dean and the team that they have at the Jewelry Center with something as big as this. Maybe she's got a Pinterest board. Grab some of those ideas. The helpful team at the Jewelry Center always going to point you in the right direction, whether you're looking for naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for when it comes to an engagement ring. The Jewelry Center has it. Today's the last day. Today is the last day for $2,000 shopping spree at the Jewelry Center. All you have to do is go to ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's right, $2,000 to the Jewelry Center could be yours just by going to ESPNWisconsinContests.com or stop in at the Jewelry Center, Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington. Shop online, shopTJC.com.
Celebrating Festivus today on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and it is time for Joshy to air
I got a
his
lot of
grievance.
problems with you people.
So yesterday, went to the bar. Got a friend in town from Montana. Me and another one of my friends, we've been friends since grade school. We went to the bar, watched some NFL games, enjoy some wings.
Wait.
We went to Points East, and no, I didn't text you to invite you, Gabe.
So we got another grievance to add to the list.
It's a double grievance party here. So everyone's watching the NFL. Red Zone's on, and then we got every other game that you can watch in the Milwaukee area also on the screens. As we're sitting there, seems to be out of nowhere an obnoxious explosion of clapping happening at a fairly rapid pace. Come to find out that the people at the bar had asked the wonderful people at the bar to turn on a TV to the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship game. The people we were with there were Louisville fans. And when I say every single point of a volleyball match was clapped for, every single point.
Ooh, that's the every play is a point.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. So if you're winning, that's 21 times per game. It got to the point where other people in the building started mockingly clapping for the opposing team and then come to find out that Louisville did end up losing, and then pretty much the bar turned against them. Clapping for watching something on TV to me is just so insane. Wait, you clap loud enough they're going to hear you? Who are you clapping for? Nobody wants to hear you clap. I'm watching the damn Bears and Lions, and you're clapping about volleyball. And it's so loud, and it also comes with great defense.
Were they doing it on purpose, or were they true fans?
I mean, I'm sure one of them had like a Donovan Mitchell Louisville jersey on or something. Like, I'm sure they were fans. I'm sure they went there. But you also have to understand where you are. You're in Milwaukee.
You're not at a volleyball bar in Milwaukee.
Right. There's people watching the NFL, and you are clapping, not kidding, nearly every minute.
So were they doing it for spite?
No, they just were watching
football,
the volleyball game.
We're going to be me, or we're just going to make a lot of noise.
I think they were just douchebags. If I were to be honest, I think that's just who they were. I was going so far as if I ran that bar, I would go up and be like, "Hey, tone it down."
Wait, really?
It was that bad.
Were they spending a lot of money?
I don't know.
I was going to say, because that's not going to happen.
It was incessant, though. Volleyball, they do rally scoring, so every single time.
Every single play. Somebody's scoring a point.
Yes. So if your team wins, that's minimum 63 claps. That's just not how you watch sports.
Katie is weighing in saying volleyball at that level is actually 25 points. It was also the national championship, as you mentioned. Penn State did end up winning.
Crazy. crazy.
And you're saying every time they scored a point.
Yes.
But only Louisville.
Yes.
Okay.
But they also did, if there was like a good,
Like a
and they
good
would,
dig?
a good dig, they would start clapping. So they could lose the point, but if it was impressive enough on defense, they would also clap. And it also came with a yeah. Like, they can't hear you. Who are you clapping?
I agree.
So your
I
issue is
agree.
the shared space of the bar and them being. Now, let me ask you this. If the Packers were playing, would you have been allowed to be, quote unquote, obnoxious in your cheering for the Packers?
I can give you more width there. Everybody, it's a collective experience. Everybody's there pretty much watching the Packers. It's few and far between where there's other fans of teams maybe watching something else. But also, football is like less conducive to consistent clapping. The nature of volleyball makes it
2-yard game.
right.
Well, that's the thing. That's
I've
what it
been
would be
around
like. It
those,
would be
yeah.
like every single play clapping for any game.
But I still think clapping for something you're watching on TV is kind of odd, but you get caught up in the moment. You got your friends there. Everybody's drinking. Like, I can forgive it. Like a touchdown. Yeah, okay, you're excited. But a 0.7 of a 5-game match? Like, who cares? What are you doing?
Ron in the Key is asking, does Josh cheer every time your basketball team scores? Again, Josh hates people having fun.
No, I don't. Do you? You go to the bar and watch the Bucks play and cheer for every damn point? You're going to cheer for all 137 points against the Detroit Pistons? Against the Washington? What the hell are you doing? Be normal. Shut up.
I think.
Well, the good news is, Josh, there will be no more volleyball since it was the national championship.
I
You
became
get
a
a nice
Penn State
reprieve.
fan yesterday.
Well, they won, so that works out well for you.
I root for winners, not losers, like Louisville.
I mean, let's get rid of clapping. We've gotten rid of the handshake.
Have we?
Yeah.
I still shake hands.
The church I go to in Florida, there's no shaking hands.
In Florida, they got rid of it?
Yeah.
Of all places?
Yes.
Wait, what do you do instead?
You give them a point or peace. No, I am serious.
Oh, you're saying
because me and
over
Matt
here
no,
at the
because
church.
the
Peace,
church.
yes.
You're
Yeah.
just
And we
pointing
went-
at people now.
We
Hey,
went to stick our hands out, and they're like, "What are you doing? That's weird." I
hey,
think we should outlaw clapping unless you're at
Joshy.
the game.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Gabe,
Peace.
happy Festivus.
Peace out.
That's a fine in the NFL now.
What,
The
peace
points?
Yeah.
Oh, because it looks like a gun?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Also, got to be careful with the direction in which you gritty. That could be a
Yes.
15-yard penalty.
out? What's the gritty? We'll get to it.
No, you won't.
Grits?
Eaters, cigarettes.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Happy Festivus, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Enjoy your day. Wilde and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee.
Rounding off the morning drive with a broken